Why not? Let's just start with introduce yourself, Caleb, and who you are to the listener.
All right. Well, I'm Caleb from Promises Unsaid. We're a local group from Binghamton, New York. We're unsigned, releasing our first full-length album September 3rd.
Nice. And how long has Promises been going?
So we started in 2015. It was me and my buddy Ed Joe. We were actually rappers at the time.
Okay.
But we went to Warped Tour, and like Warped Tour changed our life. We're like, This is what we actually want to do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Warped Tour was,
So
that was where I started going to shows as well.
yeah, that was my first time. First show was Warped Tour. There you go. I was just like, this is definitely what we want to do. So
yeah, kind of something I had noticed in some of your lyrical style, kind of where sometimes you'll dive into more of a rap-like flow for just even a few lines.
Yeah.
So I guess that comes from you did rap.
Oh yeah, dude. Definitely hip hop raised. I started like really listening to music at Eminem. Like Eminem was my dog at first growing up, and then my mom super into boy bands, so boy bands all growing up.
Okay, yeah, so that sort of explains the rap, and then you still like to sing a hook. So
oh yeah, I love my hooks.
That's actually something I really found interesting about the style of music too, because like I do one half personally vocally. I do heavy vocal to do all the verses, but I'm not a singer that way. But
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed bands like Alexis on Fire and different bands that were able to kind of use the pop aesthetics, the things that will draw people in to these types of music. Are there certain bands you'd say are major influences on your band?
Dude, there's just like the list is so long, it's ridiculous. Like any metalcore that I've heard like within the last 5 years has influenced my band, to be completely honest with you. I'm a sponge to this shit. I like taking everything. I'm like, yeah, that's dope.
Definitely, like that also explains, like I noticed with like an older song that you guys have, Nothing Lost in Transition, kind of have a very unexpected transition in the song, kind of goes to a more bluesy groove kind of part, and then it drops into a heavy thing. Is that something that you guys kind of intentionally do in your songwriting, or is it more just a natural?
Yeah, so that one was actually supposed to be a joke.
Okay.
So like, because previously like that And Never Let Me Go goes into like a heavy breakdown. The joke was supposed to be like, I say that and never let me go, and then when it hits, we just got all these dudes ready to pit, and then they're just like, all right. Well, so it was meant to like psych out the crowd, really. It's like night and day, because once you've heard it once, you're like, all right, I know what's coming next,
Mm-hmm.
So the joke's over like one time, but it's still super fun.
I think it also it definitely highlights that the band has a tightness in the core and kind of dynamics, and that's to me it's definitely important in metalcore. But
for sure, we definitely
found it helps you guys stand out there in Binghamton.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, I mean, it helps to have like the pop background because you understand the pop structure. Mm-hmm. So once you bring that to metalcore, it's just like, wow, that's a really nice song, and it sounds nice, and it keeps a solid flow. You know what I mean? Some bands, I don't know if you've ever watched the punk rock NBA, but some bands kind of like riff salad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just a lot of riffs together. Where some bands are just like super structured, and they're like, the chorus goes here, there should be a bridge before the chorus, or the bridge should be here, you know what I mean? So all that we, essentially map out when we write. But we never forget the breakdown.
You also, it seems like, have a really good production value in a lot of your stuff going on in your different videos, whether it's the lyric videos or the actual music videos. Is that all from within your band, or do you guys have a local kind of group within your community that people are, artists are working with videographers and stuff?
Yeah, so like within our community, we found a videographer just by playing shows, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
We played a show down in Pennsylvania at this venue called Reverb. And my buddy Eric, who shot our last two videos and shot the Growing Pains video that's going to be dropping with our album.
Mm.
He's grown phenomenally, and he hit us up for like $50 that day. He was going to shoot photos for us, so we were like, yeah, this is a dope venue. We want to be seen at this venue.
Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, because you got to
and he killed it.
Connect and build the communities that way.
Hell yeah. We shot Vestigial Structures was actually his first music video ever.
Oh wow.
So like going from that to where Growing Pains and Smoothie King are right now, dude, phenomenal growth in him, dude.
And in the past year with lockdowns, like, did that actually, I guess it must have kind of had an effect on your guys' release? Like, this has been something that now I guess you've been kind of sitting on your hands for a while.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for COVID, I don't know if the album wouldn't have gotten written. Because, like, we had, like, tours, like, we were ready to tour, and we were really wanting to tour. So we were getting show after show to our manager just to book us any show that we wanted, you know, he could get for us. Because we just wanted to get out there. But the tour that we had planned got canceled. And that was our first full-length tour, like, by ourselves. And we were just like, dang, like, COVID hit and ate us alive. So we actually have gone through a couple members because of COVID. Not like related to COVID, but just because they aren't into it anymore, you know what I mean? They weren't really feeling it. So, but now the lineup I got, I'm super confident in, and we're ready to hit after the album drops.
Nice. But, so it was kind of you kind of had to sidestep.
Yeah. So we sidestepped, and we're like, all right, we need to write an album. That's what needs to happen. We're not doing anything else because shows aren't playing. We need to write an album. This is all we got. You know?
Yeah. No, it's so. I think it's interesting though. You gotta make the best of a bad situation in that regard.
Always, man.
Now, how is the situation a little bit in New York State with shows and everything?
Dude, shows are like, it honestly feels like normal again here. Yeah. But with all that Delta stuff flaring up, I'm getting nervous for our tour coming up. But you know, you just gotta play it by ear.
Yeah, that's like I was just seeing what was going on with Riot Fest, and it's kind of, I guess they're leaving it a lot up to the bands to make their decisions, and then they're trying to fill spots to make it still work. And it's unfortunate to kind of like you say, it makes a little nervous trying to figure out months down the road right now.
Exactly.
You don't know how far to look ahead, I guess. Are there any bands or artists in your area that you just can't stop listening to? You feel like you need a little shout out?
Oh, dude, there's a couple. Freaking my boys in Dreamwake. I've been listening to their stuff a lot. My boys in Saving Vice. Listening to their stuff a lot. They came out with a single called Phantom Pain. Sorry to stumble on my words there. But a single called Phantom Pain. And that one, I'm telling you, that's going to hit 1 mil. It's already at like 200K or something like that. That was released like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
It's a great song. Very like Falling in Reverse vibes. Newer age metalcore, you know what I mean? Right in the way.
In your band, you said you got new members. It's a 4-piece, right?
We're now a 5.
Oh, 5-piece. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. My buddy Dan just hopped in on bass like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
And
he's been.
Were you ever instrumentalist or only always vocals?
Yeah, so like I wrote probably 75% of the album.
Oh, okay, cool. So you are part of the actual like the composition.
Yeah. I write like a lot of the like rhythms and instrumentals for it.
Okay.
and then I'll give it to my guys and be like, hey, what can you do better with this? So they're
Hmm.
like, okay, let me add something here. And then we just take that to my producer, Randy, when we're ready to record a couple songs. And we re record everything there, get it real nice and tight. Uh, we all just kind of vibe. Even my producer has picked up the guitar and put in guitar riffs into Promises Unsaid. So it's definitely a group activity.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that I think that speaks to it and the music to it. It helps show in your guys' originality, I guess, because there's a little more character. It's not
Oh,
like not one guy showing up and saying,
yeah.
"Hey, here's the song." Everybody
Yeah,
learning a part.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't get me wrong. If I'm like hustling for songs and I really want songs done that we've created, I'll record everything. There's a couple songs that I've recorded everything for, like
Oh,
Curing Nature. I recorded everything except, and then I had my guitarist do some harmonies for me on the last bridge.
and you said your mom was really into pop music, and so
Hmm.
was music was just kind of always around you, I guess. Is
Yeah, music has always been around me since I grew up. I never really like got super into like, all right, this is what I want my life to be about
mm,
until I graduated high school, I would say. Like senior year, I started rapping, but that was like, I'm just really rapping cool, trying to be cool. And then I was like, music actually speaks to me. And music had just helped me through so many difficult situations in life. Like to this point, still
mm,
daily helps me through difficult situations in my life. And this is what I want.
yeah.
This is what my group wants. This is what all the people around me want for me. So
Nice.
why
And
not put my all into it?
with the new album, any any kind of thing to tease about it that you'd say? You said you got 5 songs that you're only you've shown what you kind of done over the last year, what you've been putting out, but you say you got the best saved for last. So
Yeah. So BPD is definitely gonna hit heavy when you guys just so you know, when you go to the album, click BPD. It's like gonna be the second one to last. And Curing Nature, the last ones, they are my bread and butter. They are definitely my two favorite songs on the album.
I guess like right now, I always kind of consider as somebody in my band always has to uh, figure out what you're gonna do with merch really. In today's world, it's a little weird. Definitely when you're releasing something, so
Yeah.
many people will just get it online, but there's a lot of work put into sometimes the concept of the whole album. So you've thought out
Hmm.
why you have the track listing in order and stuff. Um, how do you kind of attack that?
So like right now, we're trying to get our merch situation figured out. We've got a website almost done. I gotta hit up the guy just to finish it off, and
Mm,
that'll be up. It's kind of scary from our aspect because we're becoming a business. You know what I mean? Instead of being just a band, a couple of guys that play in a freaking
yeah.
my dude's living room a couple times. But now it's because now we got to take on that business aspect. We're gonna have to sell merch online, ship the stuff ourselves,
Mm.
package it ourselves, actually start becoming like an actual growing business. It's scary to think about just because that's a lot.
So it just
Yeah,
like you're talking
100%.
about building a website and stuff like that, it becomes kind of a debate. Is it
Yeah.
should you just dive into the deep end, just go all out, build your brand, and kind of right from the get go, or do you kind of take steps up through these different platforms and stuff?
Well, see how I kind of view it is like it's kind of like building a house. You got to have a solid foundation. Your foundation will not only boil down to just your music, but how you present yourself as a band as well. You know,
Mm,
once you figured that out, you continue with your growth locally, and then once you get to building a website, it's kind of just like the same thing, once you take it from doing our own thing online, then we can, branch out further than that with like Spotify, as you say, maybe Bandcamp. I personally like to focus on one thing at a time. You know what I mean?
What do you like to do outside of music? I mean, when you're not working, when you're not playing with Promises?
I skate a lot. Been skateboarding since I was about 12 years old, I think.
Okay.
It was third or fourth grade. No, fourth or fifth, my bad. And I was super hardcore into that until I turned about 14 and broke my wrist.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that put me off for a little bit. But around high school, I wasn't really into like the local crowd at high school. I really didn't fit in much.
Mm.
So being a misfit, I like skating. I like skating. I like punk music. I like hardcore music,
That explains the Warped Tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you were saying that you've got a tour in the works. What type of shows do you guys have coming up? Anything to advertise that way?
Well, we'll be playing at the Loft in Poughkeepsie. That's a nice venue. We've played there before. Woodbridge, Connecticut is on the tour. Youngstown, Ohio. Yonkers, New York, and Allentown, PA, I believe.
Oh, nice. When does that start?
That starts September 17th, I want to say. September 18th, my bad.
There you go, September 18th. I appreciate your time. Thanks for doing
Of course, dude, anytime.
And
Thank you for doing this.